Yeah, so I want to show you guys how I make fabric planters. And that sounds a little bit funny, but fabric, most videos that you see on YouTube will use like a dishcloth or an old towel or whatever it is. This material here is a concrete fabric. It's made to withstand the alkalinity of cement. It's a woven polypropylene fiber, incredibly strong. It's hard to even cut with a pair of scissors. So the idea is basically we're going to wrap 2 layers around this. So we're basically going to do this. And if you were to use round containers, let's say something like this, obviously it would fold a lot nicer around the edges compared to a square container. But we're going to make cuts on this square guy to make the 2 pieces of fabric fold over top of each other, making it a lot stronger on the corners. So let's get started with the square one because it's harder to do. So I'm going to write down the measurements. 10, I'm going to use a very soft tape measure. So 40 and a half. 40 and a half is the bigger measurement. And then the smaller measurement is 33. And I'm going to measure my fabric. It might be 32 inches. I'm not sure. I got to measure it. Okay, so we're going to take this guy down for now. And I'm going to lay out the fabric. You need a pretty decent pair of scissors to cut this stuff. Okay, we're going to come back when we have both cuts. Okay, so if you look closely, there's a woven edge here. It's a stronger edge than the opposite side. So if we're going to cut this side, always cut the side that doesn't have this woven protected edge. Yeah, so we've cut our 2 pieces, 40 and a half inches by 33 inches. They're ready to go. So we're going to cut the corners in advance because if we were to cement this fabric first, it would kill our scissors. So it's better off getting your layouts, all your cuts done before you get this soaked in concrete. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fold this. I make a crease in the corner, I fold it over to this side, and I mark on top of this crease. That's where I'm going to make the cut. So this goes that way, and this goes that way. And I'm going to have leftovers on both of them. So you mark it again. Okay, so you can see that's how the corner ends up looking. It's finished nicely. Okay, we're going to do the other 7, and then we're going to come back and put some cement on this. Yeah, so we have our 2 pieces ready. I put the one that we cut on top of the one that hasn't been cut yet. We want them to be the same, so it's good to use a template. So this gets cut down here. Of course, it's windy. And I cut this corner off, and I cut this corner off. So we're going to finish this up. We're going to use this fabric, it's very dry. So I'm going to get it as dry as I can get it. Okay, that's what we're going to dip in the cement. Yeah, so if I ever want to get this plastic mold out of this concrete fabric, I need to grease this up. Basically, I could use a soap, or I could use cheap oil, like a cooking oil. Just make sure you get it everywhere. It's going to make your life so much easier getting this fabric out. The cement will stick to this like crazy. Okay, I'm going to finish greasing this up, and then we're going to start getting the cement onto the fabric. Yeah, so this is greased up, ready to go. I'm going to do it this way. So we've even got this bottom edge is greased up with the soap. As you can see, it's a really soupy mix, straight cement with no sand, and 3-to-1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the two cloths. Try not to get any soap on it. So it's really nice that the fabric is white, because you can see where cement is sticking to it or not. Make sure you have everything that is white covered with cement. I think that's it. Yep. I got to get it in the exact right spot. The cut marks will help you out where the cut corners are. There we go. Okay, now the only thing left to do, let me do it here so you can see it, is I fold the inside, stick it to the container nice and straight. Then I fold this guy the other way. And I've got doubled corners. Okay, so I'm going to fold this up, and then we're going to show you what it looks like when we're finished. Yeah, so we folded the first layer. Going to do the second layer. Make sure everything's covered. Always use the cuts on the corners to line it up. That makes it so much easier. Okay. These get trapped underneath each other, so you got to pay attention. Okay, we're going to finish this up, and then we'll show you the last thing we do. Okay, so the only thing I do is this same company sells these strips of the same fabric. So I'm going to do it dry first. So here you can see what happens when you do it dry. It does stick. I'm going to have to make a slight cut there. Okay, so this fabric is dry, and as you can see, the cement sticks to it really well. So you can use the fabric dry, I mean. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it in the front so you can see it. And this is going right down to the bottom of the edge of the plastic container. We're going to make a cut there. So in the corners we need to make one more cut. Just the very top of it. You fold it around, fold the other side around, and there you go. That makes that finished. You don't have to cut all the way down, you just need to cut the first 3 inches. That enables you to fold it. You check that there's no gaps, seal it all up nicely, and that's it. And that's how you wrap a planter like this. This can be decorated. Make sure there's no big air pockets. Cut them out. On the top you can get a bit of weight on there by putting cement down. Okay, so we're going to wait tomorrow to take this apart. Yeah, so it's 12 hours later, and I'm going to put another skin on this. I'm going to decorate it. I've chosen the most god-awful color just to give you a good visual on it. So what basically happens now is we have cement sticking to cement. And what that means is there's going to be a real high level of absorption. So instantly you're getting a bond, and that makes it stick incredibly well. I like to start with the top and work my way down. This has got lots of polypropylene fiber in it, which is making it incredibly sticky and strong when we release this. Okay, I'm going to come to the front. So what this fabric does is it makes a difference because we got cement sticking to cement. So it'll stay up. If this was plastic, it wouldn't stay up so nicely. Okay, we're going to speed this up a bit. I'm going to show you what it looks like when we get this whole side covered. Yeah, so I've got one side almost done. We're going to show you when all 4 sides are coated. And then I'm going to plant it, and then you can see what this pink planter looks like. that's really important, I've got to get this soap out of here. Gonna wash it. And then just gonna clean it up a bit more, and then we're gonna plant this up. Yeah, it's actually better cutting the holes using a chisel because you have to get through the fabric, and you have to cut through the fabric. So a drill would get tangled up in that, so it's better to put these drainage holes in with a chisel. Yeah, this planter weighs about 30 pounds. Very, very light, very easy to move around with one person. Okay. Okay, we're ready to plant it.